No broken promises, no busy tones. Just what it takes, just make believe. No one belongs to anything. I've seen the lies, I've seen the lies, I've seen the lies. Train go by, it's kill or be killed. I wonder who lives.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Every day, it's a miracle that we get this thing off running. Every day. I tried to install some new equipment, and that's been a failure. So.
What new equipment?
Well, so you see the monitors.
Yeah, okay, I see this monitor.
I was trying to get
now.
an output. Anyway, never mind.
It's okay.
It's all.
It's a work in progress.
It's a work in progress.
Aren't we all?
Yes. Speaking of work in progress, if you have a work in progress, it's a four-wheeled vehicle, take it down to Quick Lane at Ken Stoppel Ford. They'll take care of your needs. For all your service needs, make an appointment today at 830-257-5557. They have the really cool mobile service van. Oh, there it is. And then they also have just cool things going on over there at all times. And they are really good at helping you with all of your needs when it comes to oil changes, your tires. I got to get tires. I got to get my oil changed. I know I got to get it done. But they're going to help you out. And they are great guys, great folks over there at Ken Stoppel Ford. Go by, say hello, tell them the lead sent you.
Have a snack.
Have a snack. Absolutely. All right, here we go.
Today would be a good day to get your tires done.
Absolutely. The lead's brought to you by Pint and Plow Brewing Company of Kerrville, Texas. We are also brought to you by Ken Stoppel Ford and Fitch Estate Sales. And don't forget Gibson's. Helping support the lead is Wild Birds Unlimited, the Hill Country podcast. Texas Hill Country Advisors. Kerrville Pets Alive. And Kerrville Convention Visitors Bureau. Arcadia Live. Killdeer Mountain Manufacturing. K-Pub Safe, Reliable, and yours. And our good friends over at State Farm. Like a good neighbor, Amber Thomason is there to help you out.
Yes, she is.
Or she'll feed you to her zebra. So there you go. Also, Napa. Dalton Dover took care of my windshield wipers the other day.
Dalton Dover.
He's something else, that guy. I love that guy.
I do too.
So, all right. We have just stuff and things going on today. Leslie,
We do.
how are you?
I'm good. I'm a little tired, but I'm
All
good.
right. What are you tired from?
I have some new wards at my house.
Oh, that's right. You have
that require some extra TLC and attention.
You do stuff with small critters.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm a glutton for punishment.
Glutton for punishment. By the way, I got a shout out on Harley Ballew's show yesterday. At the end of it, he said that he was living in my head rent free, and I was like, well, here's the thing, right? If you weren't an elected official shooting your mouth off every 5 minutes on the radio, I probably wouldn't even think about you, but I got to because you're somehow you got elected to office, and he's really low rated. So, did you see our thing the other day? He got a copy of it. One of my paid subscribers leaked it to him.
Oh my goodness!
He rated 1.5.
So he got the note
out of 10. Out of 10.
Well, you didn't rate him that.
I didn't rate him that. No, I know who did rate him that, and let me tell you, it was not. In fact, it was interesting. More people voted in that part of the survey than any other part of the survey.
That speaks.
They're like, I don't care about Jonathan Letts. I don't care about Don Harris. Let's hit him right off the bat. So,
yeah.
But yeah, he's living in my head rent free. I don't mind. It's good. It's good because it's good material. So
yeah,
we
you always need a
forth.
good adversary.
He was playing some song about, because like the minute you oppose anybody here in Texas, they're like, you need to go back to where you came from.
Yeah,
we're from Texas.
Yeah,
and I'm a Californian. So, but I like it here.
Yeah,
I like the climate.
Godless liberal.
Godless liberals who are just going to burn and burn and burn. But you know what, though? It's okay.
Most of the Californians I meet, because we see a lot that come in the visitor center. They do. A lot of them come in the visitor center.
They tell you what's going on, don't they?
Before they come move.
Yeah.
They aren't godless and they're not liberals. They make sure to tell you.
No, they're not. Yeah, they're leaving because they think California's going to fall off into the ocean at some point. So, and there's a lot of people in California who are like, well, you know what? Go ahead, don't be gone. I mean, the years of plus migration there, they would show that stupid parade every year at New Year's Day.
Yeah.
And 50,000 Iowans would come to California immediately, because
That's a lot of Iowans.
I know. They're most of Iowa is in. It's like Ireland. You know how the Irish now. There's more Irish outside of Ireland than there is.
Yeah.
That's like Iowa and Southern California and Illinois too.
What an interesting demographic fact.
All right, Leslie. Let's get to Andrew Gay.
Yeah,
He's waiting patiently in the bullpen, ready to go. Let me turn him on so we can actually hear what he's saying. Oh, he's already turned on. Andrew, good morning. How are you?
Yeah, turn me up.
Turn you up. Fired up.
Fired up. It's Thursday. It's actually our Friday because the markets are closed tomorrow.
Yeah.
Take it.
Yeah.
Did y'all get any rain this morning?
No.
I got a spit. It spit in my front yard, or that might have been the deer. I don't know. I'm not sure. So.
Same.
Sounds good.
Well, I got a quick one for you this morning. Andrew Gay here with Texas Hill Country Advisors. We offer securities and investment advisory services through Next Financial Group, member FINRA SIPC. This is your market update for Thursday, April 6, 2023. The major U.S. stock indexes closed mixed yesterday, but mostly down. The S&P and NASDAQ were down on the day. Dow Jones eked out a gain. The unemployment and payrolls numbers that I've been harping on is what the big deal is tomorrow for the markets, but the markets are closed. So they'll have a 3-day weekend to digest that data. It's expected to come in about 3.6 for the unemployment rate, which is the February's number as well. So this is looking for the month of March. It doesn't, I don't know, the payrolls was 311 in February and it was 500 and something thousand in January. So hopefully that number cools off a little bit. That's what the markets would like to see. That's what the Fed would like to see. But next week, we turn an eye towards some big events next week as well in the financial markets, including bank earnings to kick us off next Friday. But there will be earnings kicking off all week long next week, and that is the official start of earnings season for the first quarter in the market. So that is definitely going to be a big deal just because that's going to speak to a lot of what some of the companies that are kind of under the microscope right now, including banks, regional banks in particular, how they fared in the first quarter of this year.
Jamie Dimon from what is he? JP Morgan. He was like, well, he thinks the regional bank thing is going to be around for a while. So
yeah, and I had said something about that yesterday, I think the day before yesterday on your show, and that was his letter to shareholders. Right. Is what I was mentioning, and that was one of the things he said in there. What
does he know? What does he know? What does Jamie Dimon know? Come on now.
He's, I don't know, man. He honestly has, everybody has their comments that don't measure up to maybe how things play out in reality, but he has a pretty good pulse on what's going on out there as far as the economy, and that because he runs JP Morgan and he's connected to a lot of people that kind of have insight into a lot of that, and plus he's been around for a long time. He's weathered the storm, whereas you look at some of those other big bank CEOs, they don't last as long necessarily.
Right.
So anyway, I do enjoy listening to what he has to say. Not that he's always right or anything like that, but I enjoy his insight. So yeah, he thinks that the repercussions from that are going to be, stretched out over a long period of time. And one of the other things that he mentioned too, that I mentioned previously on your show, was about how the regulatory environment is probably going to get some changes and overhauls done to it for regional banks just because of Dodd-Frank. That was implemented after 08, 09, after the recession, and then got some of it rolled back during 2018, and then now there might be some updates on some of that too. Usually that's an expected response after something like this banking crisis that happened.
Right.
So, and then last but not least, definitely not least, is headline inflation. The consumer price index is due out to next Wednesday. So that is going to be for the month of March. Also, that'll be the first of 2 inflation readings we get every month. And this is the first one for March. So the expectations are for it to fall below 6%. February's number was sitting at 6% even. So we will see how that plays out. We really keep your fingers crossed, your toes crossed that it does show continued cooling.
By the way, did you see there's a new richest man in the world?
No. Who?
Bernard Arnault, who is he's a French guy, and he's the guy behind Louis Vuitton, Hennessy, and Moet. He owns. Okay, this guy owns. This is what he owns. Listen, this is his holdings: Dior, Loro Piana, Celine, Bulgari, and Tiffany.
Wow.
His value increased. Oh, he also took L'Oreal as well. And he bought something in Australia. So he owns like makeup and stuff. His value increased by $39 billion. So I think Elon Musk got some points knocked off for buying Twitter. So there you go.
Maybe. But he was in that, I think he was in that article that I'd mentioned a couple weeks ago about in the Wall Street Journal about Louis Vuitton's, strategy to take over the world.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that Salma Hayek's husband? I don't remember. She's married to a billionaire. So anyway, Kim Kardashian's on the list, by the way. She's on the list. So you got a long ways to go, Andrew. Got to catch up to Kim K, babe. So there you go.
Never stop trying.
Never stop trying. Always make it work. Andrew Gay joins us every day here on The Lead. He is our good friend. He is our colleague, our partner. And we're glad that he's here with us today. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. It's Good Friday, though, so you guys will be closed.
Yeah, I will be out tomorrow, so I won't talk to y'all until Easter.
After Easter. All right, we'll see you next week then. Have a great rest of great weekend.
Happy Easter.
All right, thank you very much. That was Andrew Gay. He's great. He's powerful. Leslie Jones, you have events and things and stuff. What do you got going on?
Do I? There's a lot going on this weekend.
By the way, there's a couple things. I forgot to mention this. By the way,
can't wait.
Sorry.
It's all good.
Margie's with us today. She's never been a part of the show.
Patiently waiting.
This is let me use this camera. This is a better camera for me to use. Okay, here's the deal, folks. Nope, that's the wrong camera. It's this camera. 5. KPSF is excited to recognize and reward excellence in KISD. KPSF welcomes nominations April 3rd through the 28th for 2023. Do you know a KISD teachers or sports staff who exemplifies excellence by their dedication and contributions toward shaping our students and building a better district? Please consider nominating them for a KPSF Shining Star Award of Excellence. So there you go. That's what you need to do. Scan that QR code now.
And go vote.
And go vote or submit somebody. I'm going to vote for Julie, who runs the school board meetings.
Nice.
Because, here's the thing, right? She puts out great spreads.
Yeah.
And whoever they have the best charcuterie boards I've ever seen, quite frankly. So
I think I might go submit my good friend Kelly Manchi.
Kelly Manchi.
She's a math teacher at Tybee.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. That's a good. I could think of a few people that I would submit for. So there we go. Jen Whitler's in charge of the KPSF. She's a good one. This one is being led by Sarah Bates. So
very cool.
Very cool. All right, Leslie, what do you have for us today?
What don't I have?
Oh, by the
Easter
way,
things.
Tomorrow, or on Saturday, sorry.
Yeah.
Jack Lamb texted me at 6 a.m. this morning.
Whoa.
I know. Sergeant Lamb. They're having a 5K run.
Bright and early on Good Friday?
On Saturday.
Oh, Saturday
morning.
Where is that going on at?
That is going on at Louise Hayes Park.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Add that to your list to do on Saturday.
Right.
You still have Holy Week services going on at Zion Lutheran Church, so you can take advantage of this week. Spring Bling is the fiber and jewelry show going on at the Hill Country Arts Foundation that you can enjoy. Free to go see that show. Feel free to shop. It is artists from all over the state with their fiber and jewelry. Over at KUCC, their exhibits are still up. You can see the Tierra Linda Ranch and Texas Hill Country photography exhibit by S.J. Derby.
I heard it's really good.
That's what I've heard too. Road Trip, a one-woman show by Catherine Massaro. I think she shows here a lot.
Does she?
The name is very familiar. And The World of Nons, a spatial and surreal environs is the art of H.C. Hardy Lewis, and it's featuring Sadie Roselle. So go check that out while you still can. Also free to go into KCC. Shop their gift shop. They have a great gift shop over there. Works We Love exhibit over at Museum of Western Art is still going on as well.
Still?
It's coming to its final days.
Did I tell you about the one that cracks me up over there?
Which one is
the one with the Playboy Playmate?
Yes, we talked about that last time because that's how Pioneer women looked back then.
That's right. That's right.
All busty and whatnot.
Yeah. Beautiful blonde hair.
That's right. But the Works We Love is still going on, I think, until like the 15th, and then they'll be getting ready to date with their 40th anniversary exhibit, which is very exciting.
Yeah.
Sprouts today at 10:30 to 11:30 over at Riverside Nature Center. If you're interested in joining Sprouts, if you've got a pre-K or under,
I heard it's great.
Kiddo,
I heard great things about it.
It's so much fun. They read a book. It's usually very educational, and then there's a really cool activity that corresponds with it. I read for Sprouts sometimes, so like one time I read a book and it had to do with with storks and herons, and then we got to be like herons and like got
Wow.
to they got to learn how like they use their beaks to hunt and stuff.
Yeah,
it's
they're
a
good
lot
at-
of fun. Also, those kids are very smart. Most of them are smarter than me, but it's a lot of fun.
They're good at capturing gophers.
Oh, yes, they are.
Yeah.
They're little.
They're
and fast.
they spear them, but they can yeah.
Oh, the herons, not the kids.
Not the
But you can take advantage of that. Over at Riverside Nature Center, there's also a fossil exhibit going on right now that is really well done. So take advantage of that.
I
is
love that little
free.
exhibit, by the way.
It's great. So go over and see Riverside Nature Center while
I
you
think
can.
Becky's
this
coming
week.
on the show on Monday, by the way.
Good. She should. They have the spring native plant sale coming up. Full Moon Flow Yoga will be tonight over at the Trailhead Beer Garden. It's the pink full moon, I believe. So enjoy that today. That'll be 5 to 6:30 over at Trailhead. Let's see. And then tonight, I know we have Arcadia here to talk a little bit more about it. Tonight is the first showing of Clue, a high school edition put on by the Hill Country Micro School. That'll be at 7:30. And then if you miss it tonight, tomorrow there'll be another showing at 7:30. So get your tickets for that, and we'll find out about more of that in a bit. And then get ready because there's a ton of cyclists coming to town. The Easter Hill Country Tour is this weekend.
Right.
So be prepared to share the roads a little bit because they do enjoy. I don't know why they want to ride these hills on their bikes for Easter, but they do, and they come and stay in our hotels and shop in our businesses, and we love that. But they'll be coming in, and this is like easily at least 1,000 cyclists that come to the Hill Country.
Nice.
So it's going to be a big weekend for us. So be aware of that. And most of everything, their headquarters will be at Shriner. So that is just a thing to know. And the rest of your weekend, you can on Friday, Good Friday, have one-on-one with the naturalists over at Riverside Nature Center from 10 to 12. Get all your conservation and nature questions asked. And if you'd like to find out more about becoming a Texas Master Naturalist, this is the place you want to go. There is so much live music happening this weekend.
It's ridiculous.
That it's like a long list just to name off. So just know you can find it
find
either
it.
on the lead or you can find it at our website.
Right.
But there's plenty of live music happening this weekend.
Tomorrow, by the way, Glenn Lures will be on the show.
Oh, how exciting.
Yeah, he's from St. Paul's, is that what it is? The other Methodist church. There's all these Methodist churches
There's a
here.
lot of Methodist churches
It's the
here.
church on Methodist encampment that's not the one at the end of the road. Okay.
Yes.
And he will tell us about their Easter egg hunt tomorrow.
Because there's quite a few.
Yeah.
It's First Friday Wine Share tomorrow as well, the Stretch Zone. So if you want to do a little
if you
mingling
can
from
drink
6
some
to
wine and get
7:30.
stretched.
Yeah, go hang out over there.
Right.
And then, as you said, Saturday morning, you've got the 5K PD free fun run. That's a mouthful to get out. Starting at 7 a.m.
7 a.m.
Get out
bright
there
and early.
with Sergeant Jack Lamb. And get a nice run in to start your Easter weekend. You also have the Blooms and Barrel plant sale going on at the Hill Country Youth Event Center Saturday morning. That starts at 9 a.m. This is known to sell out fast.
Right.
So get there early. They will have natives, adapted, ornamentals, herbs, vegetables. There'll also be rain barrels for purchase, which the UGRA will give a 50% rebate for Kirk County residents that use rain barrel catchment. So just a fun thing to know. And all of this will be tax exempt. So
all right.
That's going on over there. You still have a ton of There's egg extravaganzas all over the place on Saturday. Of course, the biggest of them is Easter Fest going on at Flat Rock Park. So be sure to get down there. There will be benefiting Mercy Gate and K-Star, I believe. Is that right?
Right. Yes.
Got that right.
Mercy Gate and K-Star.
So they'll have a barbecue and chili cook-off. There's a car show. There's a big old Easter egg hunt. And, of course, music and so much more. So they'll be going starting at 10 to 5 over there. The Salvation Army is also having a really big egg extravaganza. And essentially they have like 25,000 eggs.
Oh, yeah. They're ridiculous.
And then they're doing, I believe, most of these extravaganzas are also doing Easter egg hunts by ages. So you can find all that on our website to find what times those are at. But
because they have to protect the little kids.
Exactly.
So.
You got to keep it fair. But over at Salvation Army, their extravaganza, they're also going to have like a lot of giveaways and raffles, including 2 bikes that you can win. So, well worth it to go check it out.
Worth it.
But a ton of extravaganzas, easily at least at least 10 going on Saturday all over the area. And Easter services as well will all be listed on our website. And then Arcadia Live will also have, if you need a little break from the extravaganzas before Easter morning, it's the first of their comedy showcase.
Yeah.
So Laugh Therapy will be the first show for their series, and that's at 8 p.m. at Arcadia Live Saturday night. And that'll be Eric Knowles, who is a former U.S. Marine, and Michael Sanchez. So, and besides that, more live music to see, and then all kinds of Easter services to be found on our website and probably on the lead as well. We like to share calendars here.
Absolutely. Calendars are great. Calendars are important.
Yeah, did you count how many things were going on this weekend?
The first count was 46.
It's easily over 50.
Yeah, right. And there's also other stuff going on too.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff keeps popping up.
It does.
So,
It does.
I mean, probably 40 things over the weekend at least.
Easily.
So, right.
Easily.
Margie Jetton is here with us today. She is world class, and we're looking forward to hearing what she has to say about. Now, this isn't here's the deal, folks. Let me make sure I get Margie's. No, it's that one. It's that one. The pandemic, disrupted a lot of people's lives, and there's some tax implications involved. And Margie's here to tell us about this program. I did see that I was doing some research because I wasn't really familiar with it, so I looked it up a little bit. There is some, you have to be careful with some of this stuff too, because the IRS will ding you, and they have 85,000 new agents now too.
Oh my
to come
gosh.
hunt you down. Well, that's not really, because they're getting rid of all the baby boomers.
Oh.
So they got to replace all of them.
Okay.
Yeah, so
So it's actually just evened out.
Yeah, it's a swap. It takes a long time to become one of those agents.
Oh.
And they all have guns now too, apparently.
Wow.
Anyway, all right, Margie, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. After hearing all of those events, I'm already tired. I think I'm going to go home.
Yeah,
and
I know, right?
Right.
If you're bored in Kerrville, it's
'cause
your
you-
fault.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah.
your fault.
Absolutely.
Preach it louder. Hallelujah.
There's
Yeah.
so much to do. But yes, I'm not.
Come on in. Oh,
in,
right.
I have been a chamber ambassador for about 17 years and finally retired from that. And my partner's running. This has nothing to do with insurance, is what I want everybody to
Right.
know. Absolutely.
I'm here in a
absolutely
different
nothing.
capacity.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely. I'd gone to a funeral in Killeen and got recruited by some other vintage insurance agents.
Oh.
And that's how I got into this, because what I do, the business that I represent is Jorns and Associates, who represent, who's part of The Way, which is a kind of a Christian-based company that we try to help businesses and churches, private schools, and nonprofits get these ERC refunds, because it's very complicated and people are confused. I'm glad you mentioned about the IRS, because that's one of the fears
Yeah.
that people have. Well, I'm going to quote exactly from the IRS that says the Internal Revenue Service urges employers to take advantage of the newly extended employee retention credit designed to make it easier for businesses. A lot of people are afraid that this will cause an audit, and that's true. If you use a wrong fly-by-night company,
Right.
It
Right.
could.
it could.
Right.
Yeah.
Jorns, the company that we represent, is one of the 3 largest in the nation, and they've already done over 12,500 of these.
Wow. Oh,
wow.
And in Kerrville, I've already gotten, coming into the community, $12 million that will be
Wow.
flowing in refunds. And I've
That's
got
amazing.
tons of testimonials
Right.
that it works. But when you use a reputable company, the documentation the average is like 80 pages
Yeah.
of documentation.
Your behind is covered.
Your behind is covered. That is so true, and that is very important. And I tell people it's not quick money, because you don't want it to be quick money. You want the documentation. You want
Right.
them to dot the I's and cross the T's and have it all straight. But anyway, some of the things have changed. A lot of CPAs, and I'll quote some of that too with the IRS. The core problem that some of the businesses haven't applied for this refund, because it's up to $26,000 per employee
Wow.
that they can get back. And here on average, I've seen between around $19,000 per
Wow.
employee coming back to these employers. But one of the core problems is that many business owners and tax exempt managers, as well as a lot of the CPAs, do not understand the goal that Congress was trying to do with this. So don't be afraid, and especially if you've been told by your CPA that you do not qualify, get a second opinion, because the rules have changed rapidly, and you shouldn't expect your CPA to have gone through. This is a specialized. This is the third component of the CARES Act. It's like 120 pages of codes, and it takes a specialist. It's kind of like going to the doctor. You're not going to expect your podiatrist to do your brain surgery.
Right. Right.
So a lot of the CPAs have actually partnered with us, and we're helping them help their clients
Yeah.
with this.
Right.
Nice.
Okay,
That's
now
great.
it's your turn.
Now, well, so I mean, there's a lot. I always say to myself, dang it, I wish I would have started my business in 2020.
Right.
So I could have got all these deals. I could have got, all the CARES Act stuff, I could have got the payroll,
PPPs.
the PPPs,
Paycheck,
and
protection
protection,
program.
I would have really got a boost,
Yeah.
So
And if an employer has done the PPPs, and most of them did do that,
yeah.
you usually, when you do the ERC, and sometimes I feel like I'm saying EIEIO, especially when I walk into a business, but the ERC, they're getting like between 15 and 25% more money
Right.
on that if they had done their PPPs.
Right. That's a
So-
great opportunity for
Yeah,
those.
we're trying to encourage businesses to do this.
What do they need to have in order to make sure they know that they're going the right path on this?
Well, they need normally. Okay, if it's a mom and pa shop, and if the employer owns more than 50% of the business, then that employer, his payroll cannot be counted in this,
Right.
nor the immediate family members. So if you've just a mom and pa shop and it's mom and dad and the son,
Right.
you probably will not qualify.
Will not qualify.
But anything else, as long as it's less than 500 employees,
Yeah.
usually will qualify. We
Right.
can't know for sure
Right.
Until you
until
start the
we get the
process.
documentation, because what this is they took the government all the employee taxes that we paid in,
Right.
and they set them aside. And that is what you're getting back.
Okay.
This is not a loan like
Right.
that PPP. It does not have to be paid back.
Right.
It is not you can use it for anything you want. I know some of the businesses here have actually helped the employees get some of the money.
Right.
You don't have to have had a revenue loss. That is old business. That was old codes. Everything has changed.
Right.
So the bottom line is that all businesses, probably 3 or more employees, less than 500, should at least try. You
Right.
have nothing to lose, and I've got testimonies. I'll pick on Cecil Atkinson as a
right.
good example. When I first went in there, they said, "Oh, Margie, we've already checked this out, and we don't qualify. We know we don't qualify."
Right.
And I said, "But what if you do?" And they said, "Well, we've already checked it out." And so Cecil is a sweet person and a friend. I used to be in Rotary with him. So anyway, he said, let's go ahead and at least try. Well, all 6 of his dealerships
Wow.
did qualify.
Wow.
After CPAs had told him
No.
that he wouldn't.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
So anyway,
That's
I
a good,
say apply and call me.
And call you. And how do we get a hold of you?
My number is 830-377-4395. That's 830-377-4395. Or you can call the chamber, because I have joined the chamber
Right.
as the way. I was already a member.
So you're listed
another
there.
way.
You're
I'm
listed.
listed there.
Right.
And just ask for Margie Jetton.
Okay.
And they can get you over to me.
And that's and people know you in this community.
Yes, that's a little scary, but they do.
Right.
They
They know you.
They do. They know me.
Because you had an insurance agency here for
yes,
for
I'm
years.
still partners with
Yeah.
for 30 years.
Because
and
that's what I was going to put down in your name line was allegedly retired.
allegedly retired. This is not insurance. Don't call me
Yeah.
about insurance.
Right.
Call Kathy, my partner.
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah, that's good. It's good. And so you said you found out that you were at a funeral. And
Yes.
and that was how it
I
came
was
about.
literally at a funeral, and it was someone that had hired me in insurance over 30 years ago.
Okay.
It was his wife. And while I was there, like I said, there were a lot of other vintage insurance. I'm
Right.
not going to say old.
Classic.
Yeah, classic.
Classic, yeah.
That's good. And insurance agents there. And as I was walking out, they said, Margie, what are you doing? And I
Right.
said, oh, here's the hand.
Right.
I am retired.
I'm retired.
I'm not.
Right.
And they said, well, what if it was helping businesses? What if you were giving away the government's money?
Yeah. Right.
and helping businesses. And so I was.
And you said,
hooked.
"Tell me more."
I said, "Tell me more." We went to Dunkin' Donuts and sat down, and I've
Here
been
we
doing it
are.
for about a year. And like I
Nice.
said, so far we've got like 12 million. I'm looking out here at all the Napa.
Yeah, right.
Already.
Nice.
We help
Scouting out
them.
businesses,
Yeah,
yeah.
There's a lot.
of
There's a lot
businesses.
out there that need your
Yes,
help.
that need
so.
the help and don't realize, they assume they don't qualify because of the old codes.
Right.
Right.
So
right.
please call me. A
Call-
lot of the CPAs are referring to me because they know that they want their client to use a specialist.
Yeah.
Right. Right. Awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Margie.
Yeah, it was
Thank you for
very
being
interesting.
here.
Thanks
We
for
appreciate it very
sharing.
much.
Appreciate it. This was fun.
Thanks
Great.
for tag teaming the
Yeah.
IRS.
And I'm
Yeah.
going to go make my list of
There you
what
go.
some of those
Some
that
of
I'll
those.
be doing
Yeah.
this weekend.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
All right.
Follow the list. Thank you, Margie. We
Okay,
appreciate
thank you.
Have
Appreciate
a happy
being here.
Easter.
Okay.
Yeah. Happy Easter to you too, as
And
well.
you too.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, everybody. Here's the deal. We're gonna let Margie's gonna storm off the show, and now storming on the show is thank you. Bye. Storming on the show now is the great and powerful Stacie Leporati Schiltz. I never, here's the deal. Like, I'm so lazy sometimes. I admit it. I admit that I'm lazy. Chris Distel's here as well. Let me make sure I get just Chris's camera on him. There we are. Turn his microphone on. Chris, in your household, you have what? 17 daughters or something like that? How many kids do you have?
Yeah, we got 3 kids, 3 dogs, too many chickens.
Too many chickens, right? Because I always seem like you're outnumbered. I follow. I don't know if I guess I don't know who I follow. Your family, maybe it was your wife or something like that.
She's worth following.
She's worth following. You guys are very involved with stuff with this this school, and there's some cool things going on with the school. But Stacie's here, and Stacie, I was going to tell you, I'm so lazy that I sometimes, like, for whatever reason, I've got Leporati spelled correctly in my head, but I don't have Schiltz spelled, and I feel terrible about it.
Do you wanna-
Everybody always flips the
Yeah.
She wants to say you want to put it as Schlitz, don't
Yeah,
you?
it's
Yeah.
Schiltz, but it's
like
Schiltz.
the,
like the beer,
bear.
like the beer.
Now,
the terrible beer.
Now, Ma Tilly, her last name is easy to spell because it's Crook. So,
Mm-hmm.
like the General Crook.
well, my name would be easy to spell if you weren't so lazy.
Well, exactly. I know. I saw Stacie. There you go. We got it. I think I have a name line for you in here. This thing already. So we can make sure we get it in there. Let's talk what? Oh, let's talk with. I don't know. It's not. It's a. You sent me a note.
right.
You sent me a message.
Technology.
Technology.
It was capturing stuff for me. Let's tell. What are you? Why are you here?
Tonight
Why are you bothering me?
at Arcadia
Yeah.
tonight is the high school edition of Clue, which Chris is heavily involved with,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Right.
We're super excited. Doors open at 6:30. The show's at 7:30. It's just a bunch of kids getting together and putting on some great plays. This is their third year.
They've done this stuff
Yeah.
before, though. These
Yeah.
kids are talented.
Yeah, they
This is
are
a really
talented.
experienced group of kids. Some
Yeah.
of these
Yeah.
guys have been doing this for about a decade now. I was writing the program for the show. Some of these kids were doing 4, 5, 6 plays a year.
Wow.
My
Wow.
daughter, who's 17 now, is up to over 40 plays.
Right.
With this one.
Oh my God, she can retire.
It's just it's a great, yeah, right. It's a great group of kids. They love theater. They love telling stories. They love working together, and they play off each other really, really well. They're a lot of fun to watch.
Chris, is your last name with one L or 2 L's? Distel? One.
Distel.
T-E-L. Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
Unless it's optional. And then-
Right. Then, well, I'm trying to not be lazy. I'm trying to get your name up there.
Names
and
are
correct.
important. Good
Names
job.
are important. So, but I think the first one, I'm trying to remember, what was the first one I saw from you guys produced?
At Arcadia?
No, it was over
was
at
it before
Trailhead.
that?
And
Over at
it
Trailhead?
Oh, yeah.
was-
They've done a couple at
Yeah.
Trailhead. They did, let's see, they did, what was that? They did Wizard of Oz,
Yeah, right.
and they did one before that. I'm forgetting.
I
I
saw.
think I took my son to Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
He was only 4. He wasn't
Yeah.
really
Was,
interested.
was there
for like
were
20
there
minutes.
were there monkeys?
But I wish I could have stayed.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of. This is such a great avenue for these kids. But what is going to Clue is one of those. It was a terrible movie, but it's a great play. So what are we going to expect from this play?
Well, if you've seen the movie, you've got a general flavor for it, but don't worry, it's not exactly like the movie at all. But if you're a fan of the game, you've got the idea. It's a classic, funny murder mystery. Lots of wonderful old theater tricks and lots of comedy. It's a really active show, a really brightly colored show, and these kids are just phenomenal. They get the jokes. They're rolling with the script. They play off each other so well. And there's about I think there's 12 or 13 kids on stage doing most of the acting, and another 6 off stage. All the stage management, all the technology, that's all run by the kids. There's a couple of adults in supporting capacity, but otherwise it's really about the kids.
Nice. And this is a 2-day run, so it's tonight and tomorrow. What is the cost to go to this thing?
I believe $20 a ticket.
Okay.
Yes.
$20 a ticket. That's good.
Pretty sure.
And tell me, who are the stars of the show, and who are some of the characters in this?
Well, if you know the game, you know the characters, right? We've got Miss Scarlet.
Miss Scarlet,
played by Eleanor Distel.
Okay.
Colonel Mustard, played by Adam Richards.
Okay.
We've got Professor Plum, played by Ellie Meyer. Ms. Green is Caroline Dashel. Mrs. Peacock is Elise Brooks. And Mrs. White is Jade Dye.
Nice. Leslie, did you play Clue as a child?
I did.
Yeah,
Badly.
Badly.
Yeah.
I remember playing it. I don't really remember how. I can't tell you how it goes now as an adult. I kind of envision it.
Yeah, you have to make lots of notes,
right,
and pay attention to things.
Yeah.
It's a fun game.
Yeah,
I liked
it is
it.
fun.
Yeah.
I'm better at it now as an adult.
Yeah, sure.
But you do have to pay attention.
You got to pay attention to a lot of things.
That's
for
hard
sure.
as a kid.
That is hard as a kid to do. But I mean, did the kids have to play it first? Was that like required knowledge though? I mean, was there any of that with the kids?
Yeah, they had to do a really cutthroat game to get their parts.
Right.
Yeah.
You will play the game. Right. Don't give Leslie ideas.
Yeah, don't put me in charge of a micro school.
Don't put Leslie. What is a micro school, by the way? Tell me about the micro school.
Oh, the micro school is a bunch of wonderful kids working together to learn. But let's talk
it's
about
just an
Clue
alternative
today.
learning
Yeah. How
style.
long does the play run?
It's just tonight and tomorrow. So
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Minutes-wise.
Runtime. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's about an hour and 20 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Just we know
Easy
what to
peasy.
expect.
Is there
one
an
of the great
intermission?
things we love about working with Arcadia is that there is an intermission.
Yeah.
And is there a full bar
There's
at the
a
Arcadia
full
Live?
bar. Sure
How about that?
is.
Those
Right, look at
margaritas
that.
are great.
Yeah.
So you can
Best in town.
pay $20 a ticket and come see these great kids, or you can pay $20
Have a
to get into the
cocktail.
bar and get a free
Yeah.
show.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
That's all perspective.
Yeah, it is all perspective.
Yes.
Stacie, that means that you're going to have your crew working tonight.
Yeah.
What's I mean, you have something on Saturday too, right? We have comedy.
Yeah, so we have the play for 2 nights, Thursday, Friday. We're packed this weekend. And then Saturday is our first of our 6-month comedy series. Like Leslie said earlier, Eric Knowles and Michael Sanchez. You said Sanchez much differently than I would say it. That's my Jersey accent.
Sorry.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm probably the wrong one.
Do you hit a
I
Sanchez?
apologize.
How do
Yeah,
you say it?
Sanchez.
Sanchez.
I put the A's in a lot of stuff.
Sanchez, yeah, Sanchez.
But we're doing the comedy. So it's our third time doing it, our third summer. We're really excited. Working with the Comedy Zone once again. They do all of our bookings for us, which is great. They bring in some really great people. I asked them to bring back Billy D. Washington. He was my favorite last year.
Really?
And he was so funny, saved the show, blew it out of the water, and I was like, you have to come back.
Has to
You
come
have
back, right.
And he was excited to come back.
That's great.
So he's coming back, I think the third or fourth show. But tickets to that, I believe, are $25 for a seat,
Steal.
a little bit more for a table, really cheap. We changed the seating arrangement a little bit, so you're going to be closer to the comedians,
Okay.
which feels more like a comedy club.
Right. Yeah.
But we're excited to kick off that again.
It's you know what, that's the genius of Arcadia, is that you could have a play in there on Friday,
One
Saturday,
night, yeah.
and one night, and then you can
Absolutely.
Completely
flip it and have like
Talk
a
about
comedy club.
diverse entertainment, which is
Yeah,
our mission
right.
statement.
I know.
Exactly.
Really trying to bring that in from Napoleon last weekend, a movie live factor
Q&A.
after to a
Listen,
play.
I'm just going to tell you
comedy.
again. I'm going to tell you again.
Yes.
For a movie that's basically about Mormons, there were a lot of drunk Texans at it. I mean, it was something else. I mean, you know what? I want to do next time we do it, right? I'm going to do it Gong Show style, right? Okay. So if you ask a question, right? And that question is really dumb, boom, you're immediately ejected from the place. I want to get the largest bouncer ever. Like that
You
one
want a
guy,
big hook?
the one guy who has 2 questions, like he should have been immediately ejected from the facility. The one people who were dressed as Rex Kwon Do and they were just gone. They should have been immediately ejected.
Every seat just has a spring under it.
Yeah.
They just,
Oh, that would be funny.
Or
That
drop
would be
them.
fun.
You know what? Maybe there's a secret tunnel underneath,
oh.
and it just ejects you right
Shops.
into the river.
Yeah, that is a good idea.
But so anyway, that's where we're at, though.
Anyway.
But you guys have done stuff with.
that's a lot to put in a historical building, but we'll talk about it.
This is their third time in the theater
Yeah.
for their play.
What are the other ones have you done in the theater, Chris?
They've done She Kills Monsters
Yes.
and Puffs.
Puffs.
How exciting!
Puffs
I
was
knew
a great Harry
about
Potter play.
about the She Kills Monsters. I didn't know about Puffs.
Yeah,
Puffs was
funny.
it was like a take on Harry Potter
Right.
from a different perspective
Oh,
of
right.
kids
The Hufflepuffs.
watching,
Exactly.
watching
Yeah.
Harry
Makes
and
sense. Yeah. How
so-
cool.
They
Yeah,
probably
I'm
were like,
sorry I
look at
missed
this
that one."
arrogant ass Harry Potter.
There might have been some of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that.
Yeah. He's got us into a battle in our school,
But it usually, we usually have a pretty decent turnout.
We do, and don't let that high school edition
Right.
label fool you.
Would never.
These kids are really like top-notch community theater
Yeah.
folks,
Right.
and this is not going to look like a high school gymnasium. This
No.
is
It's a
absolutely
real deal. It's in a
full-on
theater.
It
You're-
is. The set looks great.
Your
I
daughter,
can vouch
she's
for
like
that.
a senior now, right? So
She's a junior,
She's a
yeah.
junior, but what is her future? I mean, she's in all this stuff too. I mean,
Yeah.
she's one
Oh,
of
yeah.
our young stars here.
One of the reasons that we keep going with this.
Yeah.
She's
She's into it.
fantastically passionate about it.
What is she going to do when she gets out of school?
She is looking at colleges right now.
Yeah.
She's interested in maybe museum studies or art history.
Okay,
That's great.
See
All
where
right.
it goes.
All right, man, that's a weird time in a dad's life when the kids are getting ready to go out. So you don't have to worry about it yet.
Not
Arlo's
for a
still
long
little,
time.
so
Yes,
yeah.
thank goodness.
Are all your kids involved in this play?
Our whole family is
Whole
in this
family?
one. Yes.
Wow.
It's wonderful.
It's a
Right.
distal family production.
It is.
Distal
In
family
fact,
production.
Both our moms are in town to see it, but my mom was doing community theater when I was their age, and she got me into it. So,
So-
it'll be
That's
I love
a
that.
3-generation kind of deal.
Right.
I love
You know
that.
what? At Napoleon Dynamite, there was a question about, how did you guys get started in the arts or whatever?
Yeah.
And John Grice said, if your kid is interested, just get them started now. No matter what age they are,
Yeah.
throw them into the arts. They're going to figure it out. They're going to find out.
Get 'em into local
But he was like,
theater.
just get them started right
Yeah.
now, like
Right.
no matter what. So that stuck with me.
Efren
And then
said
that
the
was cool
same
that
thing
y'all
too.
are
Yeah.
in the theater next. So
And there's so many
That's pretty cool.
opportunities for local theater here, which is great, even better.
Yeah,
They really are.
That was a good conversation. That would have been a great conversation to have with him. Kind of
Separately.
one
yeah,
on one.
they're such passionate
Yeah.
people and passionate
Yeah.
actors, and it was Napoleon's John Heater's first
Yeah, that was his
show.
debut.
Right.
But John Grice, he had been in the game for a while, and that's
Yeah.
how he started too in community theater. That's
Right.
how I started in community
Yeah.
theater. So I feel like a lot of us get started there.
Yeah.
get started there, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, it's and one of the things that's interesting was that we've seen this already. Like people who don't usually do community theater sometimes get roped into it by necessity. Like Brenda Hughes.
Yeah.
Brenda Hughes got roped into a Playhouse 2000 thing. Like
She's an actress now.
Now she's an actress.
amazing.
Yeah. So, but that's something that is interesting to watch the kids though. Like maybe a kid who's like really shy and then kind of.
Yeah.
Are you seeing that kind of stuff?
Absolutely, yeah. We've seen some kids. I mean, we've got kids in lead roles in this show. I won't name any names, but some of these kids 5-6 years ago, we could barely get to step on stage and be silent, which was
Yeah.
their role. But now they are front and center and really, really owning the character, knowing it, and all the emotions are there.
Love that.
Right.
It's been a lot of growth for everybody.
Absolutely.
That's
And we've
awesome.
got, one of our adults in this is just her second show, but kind of like you were just talking about, by necessity. She was in a show previously. It went really well for her. She's great on stage.
Yeah.
She's a natural.
Yeah.
And she's playing the maid in this one.
I was in a play once about 12 or 15 years ago. Allison was in the play too, and I walked out and this is what I did. I was like, "Hey, hi," and I fake talked. I just talked to the person.
What a natural role for you.
I know. Hey, how are you guys? It was, yeah.
I just fake talked.
Hey, how are you? Hey. Have you heard about this radio host?
If we have a spin-off show, that's the name of it.
Hey,
Fake Talk.
yeah, fake talk, fake talk 101. There you go. No, I wore a nice costume and I walked out onto the stage and I was escorting a woman. I can't remember. I think I walked out. Actually, I think I escorted one of the main actresses.
Oh.
I was like her arm candy.
Nice.
So I walked
Wow.
out and I was.
Look at you.
Then they threw me out of it. So it was all good.
I was only on stage once.
Yeah.
I was in Wizard of Oz when I was very young.
You were on stage.
Had-
You were on stage last week, dominating the scene. With all those guys.
They needed a handler.
Yeah, they did need
they
a
needed
handler.
Actors usually do.
Yeah.
Where did he steal the bike from, by the way?
Russell.
Hill?
I was going to say, I heard
Nemke?
that
Is
was
it
a
Russell?
Russell
Is it
Nimby
Russell's
bike.
bike?
It was Russell's bike, yeah.
Oh, good. You saw that picture I took of him riding the bike down.
Yeah, that was great. It was a great
That was
photo.
a good photo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Should I make that available to you guys? Actually, I think Meredith already probably stole it.
She probably did.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
have
she
a
did.
fairly large gallery of. I think I posted 50 photos from that event.
Yeah.
Chris, did you guys go to Napoleon Dynamite?
We
you?
did not. We were out
What?
of town.
Oh my gosh!
Fair enough.
Right.
Well, they'll be back
That's
in 2
fine. You're
years.
here- you're
I'm gonna
here
bring
now,
it back,
so-
and they were
Yeah.
like, "Bring us back in 2 years, specifically to go to the folk festival."
Oh,
They would like me to book it, which I think is great.
Yeah, it is
They
good.
heard about the folk fest maybe from a Landon Lloyd Miller or something like that, and they were like, "We need to come back."
Those guys
and go
would
to the
have a
folk fest."
blast at
Yeah,
Folk
that's
Fest.
what
I'm surprised.
So-
You know what? You should just have Landon Lloyd Miller just host it. He could be like the guy. Like, all right, hey man, we're going to talk about coffee and wine. Talk about a little bit of Hollywood. I mean, Landon can handle it. Landon,
for sure.
That'd be a
Right.
fun talk.
Yes,
Have you met
they-
Landon Lloyd Miller?
I haven't.
You got to meet
I've not.
Landon Lloyd Miller.
He's a
love
cool
to.
dude.
Yeah, he's
very-
one of our sound engineers as
Yeah.
well as a musician that
Right.
plays for us
Great.
and stuff. He's
Yeah.
I've
he's
heard
really
the name.
awesome.
He
Yeah.
opened for.
He opened for Mickey and the Motor
last
Cars
weekend.
last
Right.
weekend. His
Right,
first
right.
time
I
on the,
thought he was
on the
going to
main
have.
stage.
I thought he was going to have a band with him.
His band was, they're all busy.
Yeah.
It's hard to
It's hard to
band
get 'em.
together sometimes. So,
bands.
He's an amazing.
being silly.
He's an amazing whistler.
I mean, what can Landon do, honestly?
Didn't expect that.
I didn't either. I didn't know that was going.
I was
He
like,
comes.
Haven't you heard him whistle?
he is a great whistler.
It's amazing. Like, how do you do that, man?
I
mean,
know.
I don't know. I guess George Eichner can probably whistle.
Man
too.
of many talents.
He's a man of many talents.
He's a Renaissance man.
He's
for
a Renaissance man. All right, Chris, give us the pitch again. Tell us what can expect tonight, and what time does it start?
Laughter.
We
fun.
we start at 7:30. That's curtain, and you can absolutely expect laughter, fun, surprises, jumps, thrills. It's gonna be a real delight, and this thing
is gonna
keeps
be a real
moving
delight.
the whole time. So
Okay.
you will
Yeah.
not get bored.
Very
I promise.
excited.
That's something that to keep an and it keeps you guys up busy over there at the.
We're always busy. What do you mean?
right.
I mean, we're always busy, but we're really thankful for.
And also keeps you involved in
yeah.
the community.
Yes,
Right,
to
exactly.
bring the kids in
Yeah.
to give them a stage.
Absolutely,
to perform on.
and that's
Yeah.
what's really great about that too. Is that this is the beauty of it's the right size space for one of these events.
Yeah.
So. And you don't have the weather issues.
And what a cool experience for the
Yeah,
kids.
the weather's gonna be crappy today, so come on down,
Yeah,
see a
come
play,
on
grab a
down,
beer
right.
or a
Yeah.
margarita.
Is Chloe
enjoy.
gonna have to deal?
Chloe's working tonight. Yeah, Chloe and Jen.
Jeez.
Oh, Chloe will be there?
Yeah.
I love my
You know,
Chloe.
she always flips me off when I take a picture.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, she does.
That's
So,
our Chloe.
I'm gonna have a. That's gonna be my next exhibit.
Great.
Chloe flips me off at Arcadia.
I don't know.
There you go.
I'd buy some of those
Would you?
photos.
That's
yeah.
true.
I'd have a triptych of that in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. She's pretty good at
I
it.
know it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
And-
imagine.
And she's very subtle about it, and she always says, "I didn't mean to do that. You just caught
And
my
you're
finger
like-
in the wrong
and you're
position."
Like, yes, you did.
All right, my
That's
younger
funny.
brother's really good at that too. All right, good stuff as always from Arcadia. We do have a couple things I want to talk about. Let's see, we have the little road run. You can nominate people for KPSF
Are we good
for
to
public
go?
schools. No, you're not allowed to go.
All
You
right.
can't
Well,
go.
can Chris go?
Chris can go if he wants to. Chris,
Chris
thank you
is
for
like,
being
I
here.
cannot wait.
His show opens tonight. He might have a lot of last minute
I
things.
got
to
a lot
do.
of last
Thank
minute
you.
coffee
Yeah.
to drink.
Thank
There
you,
we
Chris.
go.
Appreciate
It
it.
was
Good
nice
seeing
meeting
you.
you, Chris.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
I'll see you later. I'll stay for a little bit.
oh.
Chloe.
Speaking
We're
of
gonna talk
Chloe.
about you.
Chloe, come over here. Chloe.
She said all good things.
Look at this cutie patootie.
Look, I'm going to tell you right now. I'm going to create an exhibit called "Chloe Flips Off Lewis."
And I'm going to buy some because I want them in my
too.
house.
Right.
I would definitely buy it.
You'd definitely
They're
buy
good
that?
photos.
Yeah.
We'll put it in the green room of
Yeah.
Arcadia.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
In the bathroom.
The bathroom. Chloe flips off Lewis is that is the thing. I'm going to come by tonight, and if you don't flip me
I'll
off,
be there. Well, I didn't flip you off last time, so that's good.
So you owe him like
So
two.
yeah, 2 now.
You owe him 2.
It's only I can only
have a
get
picture of
those
it,
shots though when the other window is open.
Oh yeah, on the side. He's
Yeah,
gonna
and when
put
no
it
one
on
else
the
is
side.
around.
No one else is around,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
there was
No,
people.
yeah.
The side's not going to be open tonight since there's a play, so there's
Right.
seats in front of it.
I was
Right.
wondering when
That's
it was
very-
night. I
yeah.
thought it was happy hour.
No, it's a play tonight. It's Clue.
I don't look. Oh my god, I love.
It's going to be so good.
It's gonna be really
So
good.
you're gonna-
All right,
the
you need
bartenders
to,
have fun.
You need to
Yeah,
go back to your
I need
job
go to
now.
work. I'm
All
on
right.
the clock.
All right. See you later,
Sorry,
That was
Jeremy.
a
Yeah, sorry,
verbal
Jeremy.
flip off.
Jeremy. Yeah, I'm on the clock. I got things to do. A couple things I want to hit on before we go and we get back into. I tried to get Maya Walter, by the way, to do a guest hit on the
Yeah,
show.
she
Because
said
I don't
no.
hit guests. Like I'm trying
Not
because
yet.
I'm trying to cultivate her to be, Maya's best
Dynamic.
bets. Yeah, Maya's best bets for.
Maya would be good on
yeah,
the show. Maya,
right.
you would be great on the show.
You know what I'm noticing here? This
What?
is terrifying.
What?
I don't know why I have a video of my face because it's upsetting me. I probably should go get some fillers and some lipo and something like that. But my ears are starting to sag. Is that an old person's thing? Is that what's happening?
Do your ears keep growing? Or is
Yeah,
that
your
just-
ears and your nose continue to grow.
Yeah,
your
continue
whole
to
life.
grow.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So what does that mean exactly? Is that because of all the ear hair that just shows up as you get older? I don't
I'm
know.
sure that probably increases too.
I have things I want to talk about. I don't even know. Stacie, what else is
Oh.
going on? What else you got coming in the next few weeks?
Oh my gosh, April is slammed, y'all.
Yeah.
I wish I had one of those little posters in front of me because there's just so
Go
many
rip it
things.
off the window.
Yeah.
So tonight, tomorrow night, the play, comedy on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Next week we have happy hour on deck with Jake Martin. He's returning. He was here in the fall. He was amazing. Found him up in Lukenbach playing. He's really great. And then the following weekend is, let me just look at dates and then I can tell you
get
guys
there
all
right
the
now. Yeah, no
things.
worries.
I just need to look at
Let's
my
see.
little
We
calendar.
have,
The 20th, obviously trivia.
Thursday.
We have changed the map. We've had to buy more tables. We've added tables.
What a good problem to have.
Yes. So get those tables reserved
Nice.
early. Again, it's a free community event. So
Oh.
reserve your table.
Save your date, April 23rd. This is one for the kids. This is going to be great.
Yeah, hold on. Alejandro Escovedo on the 21st. He is like a rock and roll show, like a true rock and roll
Nice.
show. So
Okay.
we're really
Nice.
excited for that one. And then the 23rd is the singing zoologist.
Yeah.
I love Earth. So it's the day after Earth Day.
Yeah.
This is continuing on our children's programming, which is once a month. We keep tickets at $5 per person for entry. We want to keep it low so everybody can
And
come.
accessible.
He looks so funny and so intriguing and talking about, Earth Day is the day before. And then to round out the month on the 29th, we have Guy Forsyth.
Oh, that's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
Yes. So singer-songwriter, if you're in that world,
I dig some Guy Forsyth.
Yes, you'll love that show. We have some other really great things coming up and being announced really soon that I'm excited about. I can't
Yes.
tell you.
Guy
4th of July.
Forsyth's also a nice teaser for Folkfest. So it's
Oh,
a singer-songwriter.
yeah.
Yeah, right.
It's a nice way
Yeah.
to get you excited for
Well
May.
known, yes. And then we also have the shop that is now open where you can get all this great
Yeah,
How
Arcadia.
absolutely.
exciting!
Arcadia merch.
I know. I want one of those tumblers.
I
Yes.
put on the
I
back
love
of
a
the
cup.
here. You can also buy. Let me get this shot so you can see what's going on.
Your
here.
sticker.
My sticker.
So the shop is open Tuesday
Hopefully,
through
pictures
Friday.
of Chloe flipping off Lewis.
noon
Just kidding.
to, noon to 5. And then whenever we have events, the shop is also open 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. So come
Nice.
Right
stop
there.
by.
Nice.
That's a cool sticker. That
It is a
Kerrville
cool
sticker.
Yeah, and we also
sticker.
have those in magnets. There's
Yeah.
tons of really cool things. They're great gift ideas in the
Yeah.
shop.
Right.
We have Marin running it. She's amazing. Great addition to the team. During the week, it's just going to be run by us.
Yeah.
Meredith, Libby, and I, because we office
You're always
behind the
there.
shop now. And then, during events. So come check out the shop for some cool merch, Kerrville merch, Arcadia merch. Some cool music books are really in there.
You'll have
Beastie Boys.
A lot of
books.
different eclectic things.
Cool. We like that.
I
I'm
like
looking
that.
forward to it. It's
so that's
really
all
good.
of April.
Yeah.
There's lots happening.
The big
There's a lot
mugs.
happening.
The big mugs from Off Main Brewing are pretty cool too. I love those. The big
nice.
steins.
Oh, the steins?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw they were putting up their signage.
Yes, we're excited.
Very
They open
excited.
really soon.
Happy
A lot
for
of things
them.
on that strip open soon, and I think we're gonna have like a block party ish.
Nice.
We
Love
hope
it.
to when
a-
everyone's open.
Yeah.
All right. Here's the thing, Leslie. I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay.
The Republicans in this community decided that they were going to endorse in this local race, which was
The non-bipartisan race.
the nonpartisan race. Right. They decided that they needed to have a voice in it,
Okay,
and
that's fair.
that's fair. Yeah, go. You can do whatever the heck you want. But the problem was that they basically have fractured their own party. This is not an unusual thing that's happening. This is happening all across the country with the Republicans. Is you have these hardcore Republicans who are to the right of right, who have seized control of the party, and you have Republicans who are kind of like, they definitely have conservative values. They definitely identify as Republicans. They definitely,
but they're probably more centrist.
They have some centrist ideas, though. They're not allowed anymore because these extremists have gotten in there. These are the Harley Blues of the world. Because I like to mention his name a lot. But I mean, they don't compromise. They don't want to compromise. They're going to fight wars on cultural fronts, right? And so it's created a problem, right, for a lot of Republicans who are like, well, I'm a pragmatic. I want to vote who I want. But in the Kerrville City Council race, everybody who's running is a Republican, right?
Yeah.
And so it's become this really big deal. So yesterday, excuse me, I guess it was either Monday or Tuesday, they voted to do this endorsement. And it got so insane, according to my sources, that they were going to give $5,000 each to Roman Garcia and to Barbara Dool Ferguson to spend, on stuff. Because I suspect that Roman Garcia is going to be outspent again 2-1 or 3-1. Because there's a lot of people. We'll see those. I think the campaign finance reports are due today. We will see those next week probably. We'll be able to break down who's giving to who, and how much they have. I have pretty good authority that Len Guerrero has a lot of money already in his
also take that guess.
like the most ever in a city council campaign. And then, so Roman goes Tuesday, and I think this is admirable. I will give him credit on this one. He went to the Democratic women he spoke.
Yeah,
right.
Because again, it's a non-bipartisan race.
Yeah, it's a nonpartisan race.
Nonpartisan
race. Yeah, and he's like, look, I need your vote. Now he's not going to change the minds of those Democrats, really. There might be one that's like, you're a nice young man. We need young people on there.
It says a lot to just still go and talk to.
Right.
Them.
But he had 3 people on there that really went after him, and so, and I'm sure if they would have given him maybe 20 more minutes, they would have probably figured out a few other things. But so after that happened, then the Republican chair, Paul Zolan, sent an email out to everybody and said, look, you know what? Here's the deal. You guys can all put your signs up, because they kicked Lang, Guerrero, and Jeff Harris out, and Jeff Harris was furious with this thing. So was Lang. They're both Republicans,
right.
And they were like, "Well, what the heck, man? Our loyalty to this party doesn't count." And there's now like a litmus test,
and probably money they've put into the party.
Right. And Don Harris, who's on the county, who's a commissioner, he basically said it best: their silence on the library is deafening, because as they said, they think that the library is just putting out porn. Look, folks, the library is not putting out porn, right? The library essentially is an adult daycare center these days in a lot of ways. And that's another issue altogether that we've got to tackle. A lot of these guys who just don't have anything to do with themselves, they just kind of hang out in the library. And I feel bad for those librarians, because they got to manage some of these goofballs. But the truth of the matter is that it really is interesting, though, how this party is like, it just shows you, even at the local level, they want to bring in these big national issues. They want to bring in these cultural issues. They want to bring in things like, all these, this perception that all this porn is like in the library and stuff like that. And, here's the thing, right? If you start objecting to stuff because you're based on your sort of what you have morally put out there, what you have said, this is what I think is happening. That is an incredibly slippery slope. Okay. Look, if you are a conservative Christian person, the LGBTQ part is not for you to read. Don't read it. Walk by it. I don't read books about Jerry Falwell and Pat Robertson and all those other, guys. I don't read books about, Confederate war heroes. Okay. Well, I do, but I mean, I don't read them. Right. because they don't interest me. They're not my interest. And should I object that they're in the library because they disagree with some of my own values? No, they are open for those people to be read to. That is the beauty of the library. It's for you to decide, take your own journey on that as well. And yet we're dealing with these, the silence on the library. There's like 4 books, I mean, I'm sure if those people who were saying it were, when they were kids themselves, or in the library looking at the National Geographics, oh, look at that. Oh, there's some, native women with not tops on. That's what it was like back in the day for those guys, and they couldn't get Playboy or whatever it was.
Yeah, they looked at National Geographic.
Look at National Geographic, because all little boys from a certain period, baby boomers, are that's what they did. That's what they did. So anyway, that's what's going on. And so that happened, and then today the commissioners' court meets today at 4:00. They've had meetings under 15 minutes, last 2 meetings.
Wow.
Today they actually may go 25 minutes. Wow. They're going to do an annexation on a piece of property, 250 acres. That's just east of Kerrville Shrine Park, just west of Comanche Trace. It'll be a kind of a medium density residential area, and then some high density commercial as well. So we'll see how that works out today as well. All right. Anything? What did we learn today? Stacie, what did you learn? Come on, Stacie. Come on, Stacie. Come on, Stacie.
What I learned today, well, the IRS, Margie was her name?
Yeah, Margie.
Margie.
Yeah.
Okay,
You got it.
She was really
Yeah.
interesting.
She is interesting.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
And
it
she
was really informative.
It was informative for
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
the companies, so that was cool. But I guess I didn't learn. But like speaking to Chris was so great to learn that these kids are like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been in the
They
theater
got-
for so many years and years, and they're so talented. And this is their third production with us at Arcadia, and we're really
Yeah.
excited. Hope to have many more productions.
I'm looking forward to it.
Libby on the label says she would pay money to see the Chloe exhibit.
I'm telling you.
Right.
I
All
think,
right.
I think a
money
lot of
item.
it. She's a favorite bartender for sure. So.
Yeah, because she doesn't take any
'Cause she's Chloe.
stuff. Yeah, it's Chloe.
Well,
so.
no, she shouldn't have to.
Right. Leslie, what did you learn today?
I learned that Kerrville is the place to be for Easter. Or as my niece says, Easter.
Easter. Easter. She has one of those like little accents.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know where she
East-
got it from
yeah.
either. But
Right.
yeah, she goes, oh, I don't know. She might have grown out of it. But
Maybe.
she'd say, Happy
Right.
Easter.
Happy Easter.
Like she's from New York.
Right.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Little kids have those Brooklyn
Happy
accents.
Easter.
Happy Easter.
Yeah.
By the way, Jeff Harrison telling us this morning that
Yes.
all veterans are invited to the breakfast tacos, veterans
Tomorrow.
camaraderie, and war stories. Only veterans can tell. That'll be over at the Hill Country Veterans Center. Let me see here. Where'd it go? Oh, it's at 411 Meadowview
Yeah,
at the Hill Country Veterans Center from 8 to 9:30 tomorrow. So
Yes, take advantage of
take
that.
advantage of that. It's Good Friday tomorrow. And speaking of Good Friday, Leslie, we will have another amazing show, but you won't be here. Julie will be here.
No, I'll be here. Julie's off.
Julie's off.
She's doing family stuff.
Gee, Merry Christmas.
So you're stuck with me.
Oh, that's all right.
What
That's
a
all
good
right.
Friday.
It's a very good Friday. All right, I think I'll storm over to the Arcadia
Arcadia tonight, you're coming?
and- yeah, I'll
Leslie's
come by.
coming.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll
Bring
all
your
be
family
there.
and friends.
We'll bring them.
You
Bring
should.
'em.
It gets busy, so get there
Everyone
early
should
and grab
be
a
there
seat.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, I got guests coming on tomorrow. Who is coming on tomorrow? Oh, Reverend Lurs is coming on tomorrow.
Cool.
Glenn Lurs is coming on tomorrow from that Methodist church over there on Methodist Campus that's not Light of the Hill.
Yeah.
St. Paul's. Is that what it is? I can't remember. I'm so lazy.
We'll find out tomorrow.
We'll figure it out. I got other people coming on tomorrow too. We'll figure it
Okay.
out. We'll have the usual suspects. No. What's his name? Andrew Gay.
Andrew,
No
yeah.
Andrew Gay tomorrow. And
So we'll just make up financial advice.
yeah.
That'll be fun.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna have to check out this Willow City Loop Bluebonnet thing.
Yeah.
I love taking pictures
They,
of wildflowers.
while you still can,
Like-
bluebonnets will probably be leaving soon where
Leaving
they
soon.
did bloom.
Yeah. Well, usually they usually bloom in places you shouldn't actually
Yeah, they
access.
like places that they're like, wait, is this a terrible place to grow?
Yeah.
I'm gonna grow here.
I'm gonna grow on the side of the freeway. So
yeah, and is this rock and concrete?
Yeah,
Love
exactly.
that. That's a bluebonnet. That's what they
Yeah.
do.
Oh my! I've had Chris Dissel sign up for months now. Here, let me get rid of this. Here we go. All right. Thanks everybody for joining us today. We'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great rest of your day. Go see Clue. We command it.
Have a good Thursday.
All right. Thank you guys.
Happy Easter.
No cobblestones. No broken promises, no busy tones. Just what it takes, just make believe. No one belongs.